Hello again, ATM fam. Today I'm going to bring you the case of Karen Sue Adams, who went missing in March of 2007. Now, this certainly is not a cold case by any stretch of the imagination. It's been revisited on Reddit and TikTok and all kinds of places, Unsolved Mysteries. So now I'm just going to raise my hand and say, my turn. I'm going to bring you the case of Karen Adams. Karen Adams was born on March 11. That's the date she went missing. Karen Adams was born on January 10th, 1953. So that means in just a few weeks, she will be 73 years old. At the time she went missing in 2007, she had just barely turned 54. She went missing again on March 11th, 2007, and was born on January 10th, 1953. She's a white female. She has brown hair, green eyes. She's 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 119 pounds. Both of her ears are pierced. And the last time she was seen on surveillance camera, so they know exactly what she's wearing. I'll get to that in a minute about the surveillance camera. She was wearing 2 dark-colored shirts, blue jeans, a ball cap, and a green coat. Karen, who shared a home with her brother John in Independence Township, Pennsylvania, was last heard from by her brother at about 8 p.m. Sunday, March 11th, 2007, when she called him on his cell phone. He wasn't at home at the time that he took her call, but he knew that the call meant she had gone to the Mountaineer Racetrack and Casino, which is in Chester, West Virginia. That casino is just over the state line from Independence Township, Pennsylvania, so she wasn't, hundreds of miles away. She was just a few miles away from her home. A mutual friend confirmed that Karen had gone to the casino, and the friend reported that he'd seen Karen withdrawing money from an ATM at the casino about 11 p.m. that night. A casino official also told John that Karen had used her Players Club card about 20 minutes later. Apparently, from what I've gathered, from what I've read, she was a frequent visitor there to that casino. And additionally, someone used Karen's credit card to make a $60 charge at the casino just before 2 a.m. She was last seen on video surveillance cameras leaving the casino at about 4 a.m. on March 12th. So actually, the 3/11/2007 date, I'm going to question a little bit. If she was seen leaving the casino on March 12th, I would say that maybe her missing date should be 3/12. But in either case, it's in 2007. The cameras also showed that Karen did not interact with anyone while she was playing the slots, nor did she interact with anyone while she was leaving the casino. So she left by herself without having spoken to anyone for the time that she was there. And cameras do not show her at her car, but both her car and Karen have disappeared. I will see if I can find a little bit. Here we go. She drove a red or kind of maroon color 4-door 2005 Suzuki Forenza sedan with Pennsylvania license plate ETD, that's Edward Thomas David 5587. And again, neither she nor her car has been seen since then. I'm going to read to you from, I don't know if it's ashmysteries.com or ashmysteries.com. I'm not sure how I should pronounce their website. It's called The Missing Karen Adams. This is an article from 11/15/2024, and it said that it has some of the things a little bit wrong, but still it has the major facts correct. This article says she was last seen by her brother John at the house they shared on March 11, 2007. Well, that may be true, but that's not the last time he talked to her. They live close to the border of West Virginia. Her brother stated that Karen had a gambling addiction, and he'd repeatedly asked her to stop spending money playing games at the local casinos, but she ignored him and kept going. On March 12th, 2007, which would have been the next day, of course, she was spotted on security cameras at the Mountaineer Casino Racetrack and Resort in Chester, West Virginia, several times during the night playing bingo and slots. The surveillance videos showed again that Karen left the bingo area around 11 p.m. and headed to the other side of the casino to play the slot machines. Employees claim that Karen didn't interact with anyone while she was inside, and the last footage of Karen was at 4:31 a.m. as she was leaving the building and walking towards the parking lot to get to her maroon or red 2005 Suzuki Forza or Forenza, depending on what sources you go with. But the Forenza I got off the FBI website, with Pennsylvania license plate EDT5887. She's not actually seen leaving in her vehicle due to the camera angle, and her brother thinks something happened to her in the parking lot. Karen is a white female, again, with green eyes, brown curly hair past her shoulders, 5'4" to 5'6", 110 to 120. She usually wears lightly tinted wire-rimmed glasses. She was last seen wearing a green coat, 2 dark-colored shirts, blue jeans, and a baseball cap. Karen and her vehicle have never been located. And according to cell phone records, Karen's cell phone made a call to her voicemail around 4:35 a.m. on March 12th. No one can say whether it was actually Karen who made the call or if it was someone else. Now, let's take a look at that for a minute. She left the parking lot, the building, at 4:31, and at 4:35 she was on her phone. That's just a very few minutes. So one might think that maybe she made that call or picked up her voicemail rather at in the parking lot. But I went to the Unsolved Mysteries website and read some comments on this story left by folks like you and me who just read the blurb on Unsolved Mysteries. And a lot of people think that she went into the river. The road follows the Coosa River, I think it's pronounced. And a lot of people think that maybe she was distracted by being on her phone and missed the curve there. There's one person who extrapolated that she would have been about 2.7 miles from the casino by that time. If you took the time she left the casino to the time she was on her phone, she would have been, if she'd left right away, at about 2.7 miles past the casino. And if she was taking the most direct route home from the casino, she would have been on this curve near a truck stop, and she might have been again, distracted being on her phone, and it being 4:30 in the morning and her having been up all night. And it doesn't say anything about her having consumed beverages of an alcoholic nature at that place, but whether she did or not, she still could have been distracted and tired and gone off the road and gone into the river. Then there are those who argue that, like her brother John, they don't think she left the parking lot, that someone accosted her in the parking lot and got in her car with her and forced her to drive or forced her to move over and drove off in the car with her against her will. And there are various theories out there, but those are the two most popular ones. So I just thought I'd throw those out. There is something else I want to add about Karen here. She wasn't married, but she had a dog that she was very, very attached to and would never have left. And she worked 2 jobs at the time. She was a teacher's aide at the local elementary school, and she also worked as a cashier at a local department store. So she had reason to want to go home, of course, and she was very, very hard worker. She worked 2 jobs. So that's all we know so far about missing person Karen Adams. I'm going to give my usual call out. If you know something about the disappearance of Karen S. Adams on March 12, 2007, from Hancock County, West Virginia, although she lived in Independence Township, Pennsylvania. If you saw her at the casino, Mountaineer Casino, Racetrack, and Resort on that night, if you can, think back that far, if you saw anything suspicious, if you've heard anything recently or back then, or you know anything about her disappearance, please contact your local FBI. The field office in Pittsburgh is the one actually handling the case, but you can call any FBI office or the Independence Township Police Department at 724-378-7774. So those items will be down in the description box below. She usually wasn't a person to go off without warning, and gambling was her favorite form of recreation, so she wasn't a stranger to gambling. The classroom that she worked in at Allegheny Valley School was a teacher's aide for disabled individuals, and her case is very much open, very much unsolved, and very much on the minds of the folks in law enforcement and, of course, her family. Got some pictures, I've got some maps, as you've seen thus far in this video. So let's see if we can see see if we can get some more tips in about Karen Adams, and also maybe her family might want to reach out to Adventures with Purpose or a similar group that does underwater search and rescue, and maybe they can look in that river for her car. They have quite sophisticated equipment and have brought lots of people home to their loved ones that have met a similar fate. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I try to post 3 times a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Got lots of different kinds of missing people featured on my channel. And until next time, you will find me looking among the missing. Bye.